Good afternoon and welcome to Windy Hill for 8th the Bombers against 9th the Demons. Essendon versus Melbourne, just 2 points separating them on the ladder. And the Bombers going from right to left. Greg Healy having won the toss, skipper today for the injured Robbie Flower. And the home side, the Bombers, going from left to right. It's Steins in ruck against Madden. None of them really win the tap. Melbourne wrestling it forward. And they get it up towards half forward. Duckworth in good position here, but the ball floating over his head. That win just a little stronger than expected. Lyon tapping it across there to Jackson. Up into the forward pocket. Batterston unable to control it for Melbourne. And it's seen over the boundary line. So a throw in. Right forward pocket for the Demons here at Windy Hill.
The Demons sitting 9th, Essendon in 8th position. Whoops, that was Lyon getting it out. The back door. A missed shot there by the captain for the day in Greg Healy, and that's his first score of the match to the Demons. They're kicking to the school end.
Duckworth keeping it on that side of the ground. Hawker making position. Lyon doesn't get there in time. Up to the outer wing. Oh, should be a free kick to Terry Danaher, held by the Guernsey. And the Essendon skipper plays onto Hawker, who's run right up from the back pocket. He'll have to go back over the mark, Danaher. So the ball to come back just shy of the wing. The skipper to take it just into the defensive half for the Bombers.
Umpire got a bit of whistle on this stage of the game. Here's Terry again. He's on the wing position on the outer side now and kicking to the flank. Roger Merritt running into it. Couldn't get there. A little chip off the ground. A lucky mark there to Johnson. Terry Danaher followed down well, but not playing with certainty. His stretch is caught and unloaded. Gets a free kick for pushing the back, and away he goes from the half-back line.
Steins going past, gets it over the centre. Good shepherding there from Madden to allow the kick up to half forward. Defensive knock to the wing. Dean does it nicely. Essendon players crash into one another as Warren Dean gets it to half forward through the hands of Lyon. On the bottom of the pack there is Ricky Jackson, 45. He's got the ball, but not before the whistle from umpire Cameron. Bounce just 25 metres out from the Melbourne goal. No score yet. They've played 2 minutes.
And Izard puts a tackle on Jackson and rides him into the turf, or Williams rides him into the turf, and the ball up, and it's still in Melbourne's full forward line. And the ball up with multiplicity of players there. Dead heat there. It's a chance. The Demons into attack, and that's a mark. Oh, there's a mark dropped by Johnson. A chance for Duckworth to recover. Out on the half-back flank, up to the wing to Terry Danaher. Good stuff, Terry. Beats Stretch.
2 opponents on Wednesday night in the State of Origin match, and Danaher, following from where he left off, he played a good 4 quarters for the Vicks. Oh, front position. Oh, it's been paid to Nick Walsh. Plays on quickly. Folds, drives them up forward. No one home in the goal square. They get back in time. Goes for the boundary line. Kept in by Hawker. Throws the ball to Salmon. And umpire McDonald right on the spot, picking up the free kick. It won't go to Giles. We'll hand it back to Healy.
Here's Salmon starting off at full forward today.
Well, Healy's kick. Oh, Merritt and Foles upset themselves. The Rover, Izard gets it and gets around Steins easily. Into centre half forward. Marked and dropped by Johnson. Gets the handball off, okay. Danaher starring. This might be their first goal. Can Salmon mark it? He's big enough. One-hand attempt was quite good, but not good enough. And Hawker's pinned to the ground by Giles and White. 2 Whites in the Demon side, Robin White and Sean White. And the first time the Bombers have got the ball in a positive position on their forward line.
Just over 4 minutes, no score as yet. Salmon favoured here. Straight to White. Over the boundary line on the full. So resultant free kick. Cunningham to take it or to hand it to Danaher. It is Daryl Cunningham. No, now handing it to the skipper. So Terry Danaher would be a show here.
5th possession.
Superb start from the skipper, and he could cap off a fine first 5 minutes with a goal. Not a bad effort. Just fades a little quickly into that breeze. So the first score on the board to Essendon. One behind, leads Melbourne yet to score.
Got one each, I think, Peter.
That's right, the snap from Healy.
That's right. The Demons booted back into play. There's Simon Madden in his second big match for the year. Here's Bailey. Dashed away with the football, but the umpire's whistle's gone. A little shove in the back there to an Essendon player in Walsh. It's Nick Walsh. Oh, it's not. It's not going to Walsh. It's going to Madden, John. Yeah. Well, Madden's
pushing the back as he went for the mark.
They're going to kick it about on this 50-metre line, and the former full forward. It's not a bad-looking kick either. Won't make it, and the Demons swat it through, and Essendon lead by that behind. 2 behinds to 1.
Yes, I'm sure, Jeff, that Simon Madden's form will be watched very dramatically by Essendon, because he's the key to the side, and after a start last week, they need him desperately playing well.
Good mark from Wallace for Essendon. Oh, he's undone it with the handball. Could be a free kick here to Robin White, but he's dispossessed. Wallace throwing himself back in, trying to make up for it. Healy's got it for Melbourne. Cunningham wrestles in there. So there'll be a bounce midway between wing and half forward. Umpire McDonald putting it down just into Essendon's attacking half. Steins against Merritt. Merritt wins the tap. All Melbourne though. To the wing they go, and the throw in right in front of our commentary position. Centre wing. And it's Essendon who lead by a point.
Turf not too bad. Some overnight rain, and again some early in the day. Or Simon tried to look for a rover at the back and doing it a bit difficultly. He's Walshy having a shot here. Oops, the handball. Coming back to Madden. That's good stuff. Madden showing leadership, particularly Terry Danaher. Walshy made a charge, was brought down, and it's holding the ball against him, but he really tried hard. It'll go to Dean, a very good player on the wing line for
Garry Folds has gone off, holding his back. Bailey's gone on, and Walsh has taken the mark at half back. Kevin Walsh for the Bombers, looking for someone to give it to, and finally it's Winton going on his inside. Got plenty of space there and used it well. Up towards Danaher, good position. Always going to take that mark in front of Stretch, and he's giving him a bath at the moment. Quickly plays on. Oh, cruel bounce down there for Izard. Thump to the wing. Down goes the Melbourne players. They finally work it up towards half forward. Front position for Lyon, and he started off well. Lyon 50 metres out from goal and going with the breeze. Should go very close. Former All-Australian Teal Cup representative, Garry Lyon. Wrong side, so no majors so far today. Scores tied up at 2 behinds apiece.
9 minutes into the first term. And Duckworth kicks a good one back into play. Terry Danaher again. Oh, he's killing Stretch out there. A great first quarter performance from the skipper, and that's what they have to get. They need every player in the Dons to lift. Nice, Giles is involved in that, and the kick coming back to Melbourne's half-forward line. Jackson, Coop. Here's a chance for a score from Coop. Oh, that was close, but it's a behind. And it's 3 behinds to Melbourne, 2 to Essendon.
Yes, Steve Turner and Roger Merritt behind play, who are playing on each other, had a good push and shove. Just a good pressure game from both at the moment.
Hamilton marking the kick in from Winton. Half-back flank for Essendon. Wick Sunshine coming through at Windy Hill. The ball holds up in the breeze. Merritt flies. Man in front, not paid. Dean, who I thought had hands on it first. Merritt wasted no time. Gave it to Wallace. Scrubs it up to half forward. Steins, good pick up from the big fellow. He's caught high by Walsh and will take the free kick. Jim Steins, half-back flank for Melbourne. No goals kicked, and we've played 9 minutes. It's the Bombers who trail by a point.
Oh, great attempt there. Here's Johnson for Essendon. The kick smothered well. Wallace looks pretty good. On to Walsh now. Walsh to Thompson. Essendon to centre the ground, into centre half-forward line. Salmon! Dropped it. Maybe the ball's a little greasy, but other players have marked it. Coming out here to Merritt, he's waddling into it. 2 Demons are after him on the half-forward flank now and hugging the line, looking for Terry Danaher. No, he's the hope they have. his opponent with his first kick at Steve's stretch. Cleared it very well right out to Johnson. That's good play.
Keeps it along that outer boundary line, hoping to bounce it up to a teammate. That's a fine pickup. Willing onto the left boot. High kick towards half forward. Knock on was good football. Picked up by Winton. Oh, he's given it to Jackson. He's been dangerous. Little Rover squaring passes. Good football. And Bailey from directly in front should bring up the first major of the day. Good unselfish football from Ricky Jackson, who could have easily blazed away from there, but looked up and saw Bret Bailey directly in front. And he's just 20 metres out from goal. There it is. And the Demons lead by 7 points after 10.5 minutes.
A very even 10 minutes because both sides probably aren't playing at their best. They're both fumbling and a lot of even duels, and certainly 4 or 5 shots at goal, but a brilliant pass back by Jackson. Chip across, straight across the ground to Bret Bailey, who capitalised on the great pass.
So the Demons have the lead, kick the first goal after 10.5 minutes, and they're kicking to the left. Favoured slightly by the breeze at Windy Hill. Oh, a good tap down there by the big fellow Steins. With the chopper getting out. That's Cunningham in his first match for Essendon, the former St Kilda Rover. An indiscriminate tackle against Merritt gives Dean for Melbourne the kick in the middle of the field. All bases are covered down in the Melbourne's forward line. Be a smart small man, and here's one. Lyon's big chance. He couldn't get it. He fumbled badly. Then he gets a shove in the back. And I don't know why the Bombers come at that hanky-panky and just giving the opposite numbers a certain goal. Bad play there by Bailey. And Garry Lyon. Well, Melbourne kicked their first goal after 10.5 minutes. We've just hit the about 12-minute mark now. And it's a gift to them. They lead 9 points to Essendon's 2. And Garry Lyon, having a good season so far for Melbourne, has kicked their second.
Yes, the worst thing, Jeff, was that he had fumbled the ball, which was bad, and then Essendon sort of made up for his bad ball handling by giving him a push in the back. A charity goal, as you say. Kevin Walsh is trying very hard at centre-half back, but he's also trying to beat the pack too many times. Watching Lyon fumble the ball, he took his eyes off it. But correctly called by Jeff. Dean Bailey pushed him in the back, and it was a correct decision for a free kick.
13-point lead for Melbourne. 13 minutes ticking up as Madden, beautiful tap down to Hawker. Top football from the Bombers out in the middle. Wobbles it up towards Izzard and Salmon. White doing it well on Salmon. Good play from the Irishman. Gets some shepherding from Grinter, and away he goes up to the wing. Undoes it with a poor kick, but it'll come off. Bailey feeds the ball out for Jackson. Couldn't find the handle, but got the tap off the ground back to Bailey. He left it behind. Hawker nowhere to go. Kick off the ground from Jackson, back into the pack. Dean, he was hoping, could take advantage of it. That was Richards, in fact, but he couldn't pick it up. So it's a bounce just into Melbourne's attacking half. They lead by 13 points at the 13-minute mark.
And 20 players gather around that bounce to centre. Madden cops one in the back against young Jim Steins. And Madden, the best ruckman in the competition in his second game for the season. Played a couple of the reserves after back injury, and that's a well-placed shot. Terry Danaher knocked away by Giles. Rovers needed. Johnson for Essendon kicks it out. Here's a chance for Nick Walsh, number 29. Giles beats him to the ball. Walsh recovers pretty well, though. It's available at the moment and tapped out toward the boundary line as Melbourne's Johnson picks it up. A 30-metre kick down the wing. In the back against number 16, Batterson. The umpires allow that on, but it's a throw-in on the outer wing.
Yates, number 8, taking front position for the tap out from Steins. He hopes he's got Madden to beat first. Steins, none of them win it. Danaher couldn't quite get through the pack with the ball, and there'll be a bounce on the ruckman to do it again. Centre wing. 14 minutes gone. Melbourne having the best of its opening half of the first term, leading by 13 points. Up too early was Steins. Madden won the tap to Hawker. Got it through there towards Clark. Grinter holding up an Essendon opponent who gets up between his legs. And Hamilton, the bounce for the third time in a minute. The ruckman have to work again.
Yes, it'll be good to get out of that maze of players, and it really is a maze every time it's ball up. Wet weather football, and the Demons into attack quickly. Garry fouls. Good bit of play, Garry. Right on the point of the knuckle there as he knocked it out of play. Whoop. Spalding. The Earl of Spalding recovered well. The free kick coming back Essendon's way. It's Foles who kicks it up towards the wing position. Big stars is there. That's Bailey, and Jackson balloons one up into the pocket. Walsh and Spalding again. Batterston had a wild kick at it, but the ball had beaten him across the line. And Melbourne are leading 15-2, 15 minutes into the first term.
Not pretty football at the moment. It's a struggle for both sides. Richards came in, number 20, only got as far as Clark. He got rid of it before being tackled by Coote. No free kick. The ruckman really working overtime. This throw-in's about 35 metres around from the goal the Demons are attacking in this term. As Madden gets a shove from Richards. But there was a free kick before that, and it will go the way of Melbourne. Spalding to get it. He'll begin his run in on the 50-metre line, so he's well within scoring range. First kick coming up for Earl Spalding. This would be a handy one for the Demons. Breeze doesn't bring it back soon enough. It's a pretty poor miss, really. 14 points the difference.
Well, the wind, strange wind at Windy Hill is favouring that end, which Melbourne are kicking. That's not a bad kick in either. Big Salmon's having a run on the ball at this stage. Really good scouting here by Wallace for Essendon. Melbourne seem to be in good position there. Oops, that hurt a little then. And Merritt gets a handball to Hawker, and he screws it back. Cunningham a chance, but he's a bit short on for height. Izzard was up well. Duckworth on the forward line, started on the back line for Essendon. And the push, and Duckworth's going to re-pick up a free kick. He gives a few away, does the aggressive, abrasive Billy. Giles on the mark with Duckworth 60 metres from Essendon's goal, sheltered by the Reynolds stand. Melbourne didn't try to mark, went for the punch. Winter handballs it. He handballed it well to safety, and another throw-in. There's been plenty of ball-ups and throw-ins in this very colourless match so far, with Melbourne leading 16-2.
And Giles looks a little at sea in defence. Hasn't quite come to terms with that role today as Stein thumps towards the boundary line. Cunningham here should get some shepherding. Gets the ball out to Wallace. He busts through Yates, who was hurt a moment or two ago. Didn't want to put the hard tackle in. As the ball's knocked over the back of the pack, Danaher with Stretch sweating on him. Down goes Danaher. And he's giving Stephen Stretch a bath. 7th possession for the Essendon skipper. Let's see if the veteran can bring up their first goal. Played 18 minutes, and he should. He's just 35 metres out. And if anyone knows how to kick goals at that end of the ground, it should be Terry Danaher. Can't get much closer, but the first poster of the afternoon, and the difference is 13 points.
And Terry Danaher's Essendon's major scorer with 2 of Essendon's 3 behinds. And that kick found Giles nicely. Then down quickly, Batterston. Foles knocks it away well from him. Here's a chance now. Dean. Down to the half-forward line. Good play by Walsh, and Hawker waits for it in front. Oh, Thompson grabbed it. Didn't have the football for Essendon. Takes a free kick about half-back flank. And looks for lead. Merritt's there, but he's not kicking to him. It was Clark the target. Good play by number 33, Greg Healy. He made sure Hamilton wasn't going to get away with it, and yet another ball up with 20 players around the bounce.
We've had so far 9 ball-ups, which is sometimes a quota for a whole match this year. Being held there is Salmon. He's got no one on the mark, so he'll play on the big fish, puts it up towards half-forward. Backing back is Walsh into Giles. Merritt comes through, knocks it down there to Walsh. feeds it out nicely, and Merritt's met very solidly by Turner. He's throwing everything in, Turner, going in a bit willingly with knees there. And he and Merritt have been into it right from the start, and a free kick's been given away. The Bombers from the middle. Thompson, switching play. Oh, good vision to find Madden. Fourth possession for Simon Madden. 40 metres out from goal. Can he find the elusive big opening for the Bombers? Oh, look at the breeze take that away when it was destined for the middle. Good mark from Danaher. What a corner for Terry Danaher. 4 marks, and surely this must be the goal. But you can see by the way that ball swung in the air how difficult it's going to be kicking goals at that end. Terry Danaher, though, was only 3 metres out. No mistake. So the Bombers get there first at the 20.5-minute mark. And they trail by 7 points.
Yes, watching Terry Danaher running back, a magnificent captain. The wind tunnel certainly from Simon Madden's kick, looking straight through the goals, veered right across, but a great mark by Danaher. Good pair of hands, and certainly at the 20-minute mark of the first quarter, he's been probably the dominating player on the forward line so far for the Bombers.
Comments by John Nichols as Salmon gets it down quickly to Hawker, and they're into attack again. Giles this time in front, gets a little shove. Oh, lovely handball to White. Then on to Stretch, who's Terry Danaher's opponent, is his second kick. Down to their half-forward line. What a lovely catch right up there is Spalding. Nominated on the half-back line, but on the half-forward line, that was a really good mark. 70 metres from goal. It's a big kick with the breeze, and it's going close. It's a goal. Great stuff from Spalding. That was a huge kick. Melbourne's third goal. So they lead 22 to Essendon's 9. 20.5 minutes into this first term.
Yes, a magnificent mark by Earl Spalding. Certainly he attempted to play on. We're watching it now. Very high mark. Came down. Kevin Walsh didn't mind the mark quite correctly, because as he played on, he kicked a long goal which bounced through.
Very interesting shepherding down there too from Garry Lyon. He actually pulled the player away by the arm, not spotted by the umpire. So for the 12th time, I suppose, the bounce in this quarter. Tap won by Salmon. They're getting it away from those bounces well. Hawker. Caught by Turner. And we'll have another bounce. Right in the middle of Windy Hill. 13-point lead for the Demons, going from right to left. But again, Salmon wins the tap. Knocked by Grinter. Shepherds at Spalding to allow Bailey to swing it up high. Lyons his target, uses the body well, couldn't get the mark. Pressured from Winton, off the ground, couldn't quite find it, Lyon. Winton does that nicely. Burrowing in there, he's been a terrier, Jackson, in this first turn, the little blonde-headed rover. They've held the ball in the forward pocket. Melbourne, the bounce just 15 metres out from their goal.
They lead 22 to Essendon's 9. And it's just metres from their goal line. Salmon looked pretty good there, but he can't find a rover. There's a free kick to an Essendon player for it's to Salmon. From the back pocket now to the wing position. It's pretty windy out there. Roger Merritt a chance, and Hamilton. And here's Stretch. Hamilton caught a clever handball. Tunnel ball, I might add. And here's Melbourne's Greg Healy. Sees a loose man there in Yates. He loses it. Duckworth pounces on it, makes every opportunity here. Clark knocks it away from Melbourne's White. Out the back. He's out in there, or Darryl Cunningham rather, in his first game for Essendon. And he's out on the bottom of it.
Under a minute from time on in the first term. 13-point lead for the Demons. Steins fists it down to Johnston. Kick up forward, in front. Jackson attacked the ball well. Thompson knocks it away from him, then off the carpet. Mark Thompson to the wing. Steins couldn't control it. Thompson came back into it. Caught by Johnson. Jackson loses it. Held when he didn't have it. And he'll take the free kick. It was against Johnson. And sixth possession for Jackson. Gives it to Stretch. He could go very close here. 70 metres out. Another long one up to the vacant square. Bailey arrives. Could get a free. He will. Didn't hold the mark, but was pulled back against Folds. And the free kick will go to Bailey. As Stretch saw the open goal, went for them. Bailey arriving at the edge of the square to pick up the free. He's been brought around on to an acute angle, but he's just 10 metres out. Bret Bailey has one goal so far in the match, and this a handy one into time on in the first term. Right through the middle. 19-point lead for the Demons. 2 goals for Bret Bailey.
Yes, Bailey is certainly one of their promising players. Watching the replay coming down the flank now. He almost held the mark, a punch by Foles, but unfortunately he scragged him, held him, and Peter Cameron, the umpire, gave him the free kick. Playing his 40th game today, Bret Bailey from St Peters is certainly one of their promising brigade.
And Garry Foles playing his 256th game, John, so there's a big difference in game and age or two, I guess. Salmon in the ruck, gets in good position, but Steins beats him with better judgment. Melbourne get out of that centre. Walsh playing in front, that's why he got the football up the half-forward line. Giles has got a chance to get it here. He's too quick for Madden. Over a 2 Stretch. He's beaten badly by Danaher early. Turner. Coop will get this. No, he spilt it. Wallace over his head, but the ball was out as he let it go, so bad luck for Essendon. The throw in on the outer wing. Into the extra time period now, and Melbourne leading by 19 points.
Salmon, number 3 to ruck for the Bombers. Richards is 20. He's been in a lot of throw-ins. He's giving away about 6 inches, more probably. They get it forward, the Demons. Up towards half-forward. Thompson had support from Folds. Along the wing, attacking at Duckworth, and a good mark. Will Duckworth now puts it into attack for the Bombers. Danaher the target. Stretch in the front position. Danaher nearly hauled it down. Giles misses with the soccer kick. Warren Dean now for the Demons. Puts it high. Lyon front position on Winton. Knocks it away eventually, Winton. Jackson goes down and gets the free. Play on now. Good tackle on White. Oh, he's been penalised. Duckworth looked like a good tackle to me.
Fell on him. Yeah, good divvial one, Peter, isn't it? So
the momentum.
The momentum will knock him over, and you can't stop that, can you? And here's Robin White now. He's kicking as Duckworth standing on the 50-metre semicircle, as you can see, and with the breeze, White's kick won't carry. Good scanning by Winton. Whoops. There, Yates. Ball over the line as Essendon's Cunningham in his first game, his number 38. And the ball to be thrown in with Melbourne leading by 19 points, and it's thrown in right on in their forward pocket. Cunningham
and Coop sharing a joke after Cunningham's elbow was a little raised, perhaps. There he is on the bottom of the pack. Oh, trying to do a lot, Thompson. And he's got a free kick for a high tackle. And there'll be 15 metres applied as well. 19-point leaders are the Demons. Folds gets it away. Up towards Merritt. Front position on Turner. Too much pace too. Well done, Roger Merritt. Oh, bad handball though. Allows Giles in for Melbourne. Kicks back to Cunningham. So kick to kick at the moment. Perhaps could have played on. Now he does. Through the middle. Daryl Cunningham keeps it low. Looking for Merritt. Behind the pack, Steins. Danaher now. But it's White who gets it away towards the wing for Melbourne. Spilt by Duckworth, but he's got a chance to recover. 2 to beat. He's done it. 2. 3 of them he's beaten. Through the legs of Wallace. Good determined play from the Demons, though. They've got it up towards half-forward. Is he holding the ball? Umpire says no in Kevin Walsh's favour. He had it between the legs. Wasn't completely in control, says the umpire. Kevin Sheedy comes out to give his quarter-time address. His team are 19 points down. It's Melbourne's 28, playing the Bombers 9. A 19-point lead for Melbourne to build upon, or is it defend in this second quarter, because it's Essendon who are going with the breeze. It seems quite strong from right to left. Going to the school end, the Bombers. And as John Nichols said at the end of the first quarter, they'll need to make the most of it if they're to stay in contention. Big thump by Madden, only as far as Turner for Melbourne, though. Essendon through Cunningham. Peels for the free, it's not there. Melbourne get it forward. High kick from Bailey, almost falls into the hands of Walsh. Folds. Clears to the outer wing. Arriving Hamilton. Into the back, yes. Free kick will go the way of Melbourne. And it's Warren Dean on the centre wing.
Essendon giving away too many stupid free kicks with pushes in the back in the wrong position of the ground. And Melbourne on the forward line. Here's Hawker now, cleverly put down onto his boot, down to Danaher and stretch. Oh, clever stuff, Terry. That's his 5th mark. Good stuff across to David Johnson. And then a quick kick at Salmon. And the big fellow grabbed that one. Oh, he really meant it. And kicks it, and the breeze might bring it round. No, not enough, but he knows what it's all about, and that is the scoring in.
He should have taken his time, Jeff, because he was within scoring distance, so he played on quickly and kicked around the corner, and from that distance, a proper kick, he could have sealed the goal.
Had front position on White, but White kicks it in nicely to Giles. This ball dropping straight down with the breeze, 2 against 1, and the 2 Essendon players spoil one another. Grinter, oh, well done, Cunningham, smothered it from the initial target, but it ricocheted off to Batterston. He kicks to the wing, hooked to the ground by Duckworth. Handball out from Spalding, taken by Folds. He drives it up towards half forward. All Melbourne here, and Jim Steins at half back takes the mark. The big Irishman told to play on as he chips to the centre. Good pass too, and Duckworth. That was very, very crude.
Oh, he's hurt him too, hasn't he?
Healy is holding the left shoulder.
It's a difficult decision because if he doesn't make a contest of it, it's bad. But when he plays late, it's unnecessary. So it's a difficult decision.
And then Johnson came in and gave a certain free kick to the other Johnson for Melbourne. Knocked out. Waiting in front is Hamilton. He gets a shove in the back this time, and Essendon pick up a kick. Melbourne a bit of hanky-panky with indiscriminate pushes in the back, and there must have been at least 8, I'll say that's 6 for those frees. Almost the mark from Grinter. And the Demons doing well in this second term against the breeze. They're leading 28-10. And it's difficult to score goals from at the right hand of the ground, as we saw when Madden had a shot before and it swung it completely away from the goal area.
Spalding in ruck, but Madden beats him. Kick forward by Coote, picked up by Duckworth. Towards the centre, Danaher's got 2 or 3 metres on stretch, and that's mark number 6 for Terry Danaher.
Yes, once again in front. He's a magnificent position player, Terry Danaher.
Inside the square, the pass on for Salmon. Beautiful pass and a top lead.
The unusual thing about his last kick was he takes so much time shooting for goal, and yet last time he played on for no reason. This time you'll watch him take all the time. We'll put our clocks on him. He'll probably kick it, but as I said, it's just probably, I suppose, desperation. When you're 3 goals behind, you tend to hurry on getting a bit nervous. But this time, for Essendon, hopefully he'll kick it for them, which he has done.
So the difference 2 goals now as Paul Salmon brings up his first major at the 4-minute mark of the second quarter.
Watching Danaher in front again, reading the play very well. 3 grabs or 2 grabs, it was paid, and once again he out-positioned Stephen Stretch.
Well, the Bombers were 19 points behind at the start of this quarter, 4.5 minutes ago, and now they're 12 points behind, so they're catching up, kicking with the breeze in this second term, and Danaher starring for them. Stephen Clark from Essendon. Oh, Coote grabs it, picked up by Gwynter now, kicks it across, got a teammate running there in Yates, and he gets a shove in the back, and another shove in the back against David Johnson. That's a certain 15-metre penalty, and Johnson for Essendon seems to be playing under instructions. Walsh and Simon Madden have a raffle there, and the man in front, Walsh, takes it and kicks it into centre to Garry Cunningham. He's playing as though he's a stranger in the side so far, needs a bit more authority. That might give him a lift. Over the back, Hawker's waiting for it. Into the 50-metre semicircles. A difficult one, this one. Will the breeze bring it? Salmon again. Out-positioned Sean White, who seems to have given up completely as Stephen Clark's off the field for the Bombers. But Salmon's taken 2 strong marks running in front of Sean White for Melbourne and is becoming a dominating player. And the Bombers are 2 goals behind at this minute. 5.5 into this second term. Salmon's already kicked one. This will be his 3rd shot for goal. Had a short term in the ruck and to give Madden a chance to recharge his batteries, but the big fellow shouldn't miss this. He's kicked it right out of the ground, as he should.
Yes, I think Essendon's ideal setup, if Simon Madden can control the ruck, which he normally can do, and Madden at full forward is sensational under those conditions, with the ball coming down to him quickly.
All the scoring in this turn from that man, Paul Salmon.
Very few fullbacks can really compete with Salmon when Essendon get the ball down to him very quickly with long kicks.
Well read by Glenn Hawker there. You notice how he stayed behind the pack in a windy day. The ball's going to come over the back like that, a bit greasy as well. And he was the one that centred it nicely for Salmon. They've started off the term well. Oh, high tackle from Stein. Just saw the shoulder grabbed of Keane, and he'll take the free kick in the middle. Gavin Keane can play on from inside the square, puts it up for Salmon again. Front position, White up high, almost hauled it down. Giles, oh, he's keeping the ball underneath him, gets it away to Grinter. He's got support from Robin White. The South Australian goes to half back. Bailey now for Melbourne. Up the outer wing, high kick into the breeze. Behind the back packet, Spalding. Now the Demons from fullback right up to full forward. Lyon knocks it on. Gathered by Winton, and a good smother by Batterston. So they've got that up there quickly, the Demons. Throw it in the left forward pocket.
The Demons yet to score in this second quarter after 13 minutes of play. Essendon have kicked 2 goals, 1 with the breeze, of course, the Bombers. They should know how to handle this ground better than Melbourne. Williams. And handball is good. Wallace takes it. Hawker will get this. The Bombers are running now and they're looking much better. They've got their confidence back. Merritt spilt it but gets it again. Hawker runs through. Oh, Merritt didn't do the right thing, I don't think. And persistent play by Melbourne, particularly featuring Bailey there. But forced the ball out of play was Nick Walsh. And a throw in on Essendon's half forward line. They're leading by 1 goal.
So it's Steins against Merritt. Well done, Merritt. Got it down only as far as Bailey, though. Folds. Oh, did that well. Attacked the ball. It was going to be an awkward bounce. Gathered beautifully. Up for Salmon. Taps cleverly for Izzard. He's got White to beat. White goes for the boundary. Good defence. Now he flicks it back into play. Almost does himself an injury in the gutter there. I thought he'd done his job, him knocking it over the boundary line. Perhaps saw a player to advantage, but it is over. So a throw in, 8.5 minutes into the term. Batterston, pressured by Nick Walsh, does it well. Dean, Schools, who's gone 20 metres backwards, now makes up for it with the kick to the wing. Steins caught, gets it to Batterston, kicks to the centre. It'll favour Johnson. The 2 Johnsons there. It's Alan Johnson for Melbourne, who kicks to the wing. Front position, and the mark taken by Coop, is it? Thrown to the ground. No, it's Yates who get 15 metres. Yates into the breeze, keeps it low. Good football for Lyon. In fact, the ball made more distance than they all thought. Spalding onto Johnson, who's kept running. Alan Johnson brings up a behind, but from half back, the ball was over the boundary, was it? Before the ball came across, so it will go back for a throw-in about 30 metres around from Melbourne's goal.
And I'm quite sure that Johnson, when he ran, thought he was between the goal posts and not the goal on the behind post. Because he's a very professional footballer. However, it's all come to an end. The change here with Walsh coming off, Bailey coming on for Essendon. That's Nick Walsh. Or the tap out. will have another go there as a shove in the back to Kevin Walsh this time.
So I'm sure Nicholas Walsh has probably been dragged off to be spoken to by Kevin Sheedy for a couple of bad mistakes in the last passage of play.
High kick from Folds. That's Robin White on the bottom of the pack. And there'll be a bounce in the middle. Interesting to see Kevin Walsh get a free kick there. He's been shepherding out a Melbourne player coming in to try and make it 2-on-1 against Madden. And the player that was being shepherded, Spalding, pushed him out of the way. And Walsh got the free kick. Up high Steins. Lost by Clark. It's Healy who gets the kick forward for Melbourne. Awkward bounce. Knock on by Spalding. Good football for Jackson. Works well close to the ground. Flicks it up there for Richards. Number 20 for Melbourne. Does that very nicely. Plenty of people calling for it in the centre. Gets plenty of distance on the kick. Madden. Good mark.
He's doing very well, Madden, in his second game for the season, and there was a thought that he may not make it again because problems with his back, which is affecting his sciatic nerve, and he couldn't run. But the league's best ruckman is playing near his best. The kick to the half-forward line to Merritt. He'll wait for the bounce. Oh, he did it well, Big Roger. He looks slow. He's not at his peak of his form. Bailey's just on and didn't do it well. Jim Steins gets the kick down to Johnson and Johnson.
The pharmaceutical duo.
Pharmaceutical or the legal firm.
No commercials, please.
Essendon have it just into attack. They trail by 6 points, and we've played 11.5 minutes of the second term. Merritt missed the fisted Bailey. Turner. He's made about 2 metres on that effort and lets Duckworth in. Bill Duckworth, corner of the square. The Bombers move it forward. Danaher's down there. Will leave it for Hawker. About 30 metres out from goal. Glenn Hawker goes the short pass to Terry Danaher from the boundary line. He's missed it. He didn't quite pick up the mark, so had to play on. So they move a point closer. It's 5 points the difference at the 12-minute mark.
Yeah, certainly at the 12-minute mark, Essendon look a lot better. They're more aggressive, more confident, and the way they're playing at the moment, even though Melbourne are competing very well, Essendon should come in front at half-time.
Sean White's kick out, and Healy took a desperate kick, and Batterson gives it to Stretch, who's Terry Danaher's opponent. It's a good kick by Stretch to Richards. There, the big rough and tough boy from Seymour is very strong. A powerful player and a powerful kick, but he's missed. Throw in. It just bounced a tick inside the line. The goal umpire was very quick there. And the Demons have it in their forward line, and they're leading by 5 points.
A very good duel with Richards and Duckworth, two strong players.
Spalding couldn't get it out of the air. Well done by Walsh. Oh, almost gave it away to Lyon. Oh, they could have got into his back too. No.
There's a great try, Kevin Walsh, but he's got this thing in his mind today about tearing through packs. He's got to try and run past them all the time.
Ruck duel. Kevin Walsh again, and he can't run through that one, Johnny, but he bit of an actor there as he stood his ground and made like he was going to. He's tall and lean, I think, and Melbourne's forward line again. Oh, good play there by Winton. By Winton, that's right, and a tap on and a cuff behind the ears. Here's a chance. Coop, Robin White. Nice pass to Yates on the half volley. 60 metres from goal, zigzagging all over the field. And the kick grabbed there by, who's that? Coop again. And his kick up to the pocket to Greg Healy. He had his eyes on it, but I think he lost sight of it in the last fraction of a second, and the ball out of play, and Melbourne still with it in their forward pocket. They're trailing by 5 points.
Madden got it down, throws himself forward there. Spalding hoping for a free. That's Richards had it underneath him. Folds handing it back to umpire Cameron. Huge pack of players around this bounce. Tap one by Spalding. Good tackle from Walsh. And yet another bounce. It's about 20 metres out from the Melbourne goal. Lyon handing it back to the umpire. And the Demons make something of this. Tap one by Madden, but straight to Coop. Hands the ball back. The snap goes close. Just touched by Winton. Good defence. He's been a great defender this year for the Bombers, young Brian Winton.
He certainly has. And I think Gary Lyon thought that was a certain goal. Here's Bill Duckworth. Well, not one of his best, but not a bad kick. It's come out into the centre. Spalding takes a tap on there from Steins, and Batterson's marked that. Oh, play on is the call, and Whitten clears it right to the half-forward line. Good play, Giles. Good play, Grinter for Melbourne. Here's Yates for Melbourne. The Demons looking good as Stretch kicks it now. Out. The wind played a bad trick on him then. And Garry Foles will take the kick on the half-back flank.
Could have been plenty of celebrations over at Football Park on Wednesday night too. As Wallace goes away, puts it up for Merritt. In the middle of the pack, across the front, Madden roved by Danaher. Got some good pressure there from White, and the ball's gone loose to Dean. Oh, he's put it out in the crowd as well. So it will be Keane. Half-forward flank. Oh, plenty of Bombers left on their own. The wind took it, spilt by Turner. Chance now for Hamilton. There's another one out in the full. And it will be Sean White to take the free kick for Melbourne. We're coming up to the 16-minute mark. And the difference is 1 goal in favour of the Demons.
And hanging on to that lead, Essendon need to pull up their socks. Big salmon again for Essendon. Well, they kick it out of that scrimmage. Oh, Walsh, he's got the ball in front of him now. He's run a good 50 metres and goes for the goal. Marked by Grinter for Melbourne. Walsh didn't really think it out. Up to the wing here to Yates. Good play by Yates. He beats Wallace. And a little chip quickly down there to Spalding. Then on to Giles. Melbourne looking good in this quarter against the breeze. Duckworth punches it away. Good play from Richards. And Foles just tumbles it over the line. But Melbourne put together a nice passage of football to take it from the back pocket into their forward pocket.
Yes, probably Giles should have handball over to Batterson because they had the loose man running, and running into their forward line, it would have been much easier for the handball.
Spalding, beaten by Salmon. High kick to the wing. Underneath it is Grinter. Izard preventing him from playing on. Absolutely no one moving, so he puts it up high for Lyon. He arrives too late. The man in front will be paid to Mark Hamilton. Not playing a bad game for the Bombers. Feeds it to Folds, who's also playing well. Chips to the wing where it's Bailey who's favoured here. Too much pace for Walsh. Has support from Yates. Oh, tried to get it to Lyon. Gave it straight to Whitten instead. Fine pass, and Roger Merritt, 53 metres out from goal. Could go close. Uses the short man. Oh, Williams right over his head. Poor kick from Merritt, and Stretch clears for the Demons.
And Salmon taking his fourth mark. I think it's his fourth for the quarter. Big booming kick to Madden! And the champion ruckman is back. That's one of the best marks he's taken in many, many months. It's his fourth mark for the match, we should add. It's his second game for the season after the possibility of being ripped off, and that's Greg Healy coming off.
Adrian Batterson
is it?
Got heavily shepherded in the centre. Looks like he's done his shoulder.
And Simon Madden with Essendon down by a goal. Can he level a score? He chips away, and he's done it. And the score's a level at the 18-minute mark in this second quarter, and Madden's first goal from a top mark.
Yes, I'm sure, Jeff, that kicks from Salmon to Madden, magnificent mark. Always been a great forward pocket, mark on the forward line. But a long kick from Salmon to Madden is certainly good news for Essendon supporters. If they can do that a lot more often, they'll win more games.
The bad news for Demon supporters, Adrian Batterston there, being attended to by trainers and the doctor, no doubt, as Steins thumps it forward. Taken by Thompson. Oh, good mark from Hamilton. Away he goes. Right the corner of the square. He drives up forward for Madden. Yes! 2 in a row from Big Simon. And don't the Bomber fans love it? Their team just looks so much better with S. Madden in the lineup. And he could get 2 great marks, 2 goals within a minute here. 45-degree angle. 25 metres out from goal. That's the task in front of Simon Madden. Oh, the breeze takes it away for a behind. Not really a good kick knowing the strength of the breeze. Didn't start it out enough right, but what a fine mark.
Yes, Simon, I keep on repeating that Simon Madden probably is the key to Essendon playing well, because it gives them great confidence in the forward line. He's a good ruckman. Watching Adrian Batterson head on shoulders, disappointed with his injury, sitting on the bench.
And the Demons coming into attack now. In the wing position. Oh, it's not a very good kick there by a young man who's just come on in Isold. Simon Isold warmed the bench until this last minute, and it's Essendon's Walsh who takes the kick and looks at centre half forward Merritt. Jackson for Melbourne. Winton for Essendon now. Ooh, shepherding there by the Bombers. Yes, the free kick coming in. Oh, Salmon's playing big man, little man. Picked up like a little man. Madden's been great. The Demons jammed up their back line and shut off that attack. They certainly didn't want to let Essendon get away from them anymore. The Bombers leading by a point. 20 minutes into this second term, and the Bombers have the breeze.
First time they've led in the game. Throwing around 10 metres from their goal. It's Madden 27, Steins 37. Bailey. This will go close to out in the full. It doesn't matter, it's an Essendon result anyway. Taken by Keane, centering, kicks a beauty to Danaher.
Yes, a brilliant lead and a brilliant pass, but once again Danaher's great experience, timing his leads to perfection. 13th position coming up for Terry Danaher, and knowing his kicking style, 8th mark, and what's more importantly, it's his second goal.
Well, you did right, John. That really showed how to kick goals with that breeze coming across it. He started it out right, and it swung through beautifully. And look at young Gavin Keane, looking for someone to give it to, and they've been a little lax in defence, the Demons. You don't give Danaher that much space.
Yes, well, Danaher has certainly been well on top of Stephen Stretch, even though Stretch has had quite a few possessions himself.
Well, Essendon, it's taken them 20 minutes to take the lead. They kick the goals. They lead by 7 points now. They've struggled all day. Melbourne have been contained to one behind in this second quarter. The free kick going their way now. Doug Coop takes it from their half-back line and kicking into the breeze onto their half-back flank. Tall Bombers are there. And it's showing up at the moment with Danaher and particularly Madden and also Salmon marking well. The little blokes haven't done much. Here's Izard this time.
First kick.
Madden misread that one. Great shepherding or scouting there by Hawker. What a goal! Oh, brilliant. 60. Oh. Well, I was getting carried away, but it was almost like Garry Abbott's last Sunday. 60 up.
You were hoping, Jeffrey.
And on for the first time comes Joe Rigolo to the Demons. Fine kick into the breeze from White. They all fly, and the man that comes down with it is Simon, or rather Paul Salmon. Plays on. The pass, a beauty. Fighting down, it's Bailey, and he will line up from 45 metres out.
Very loose checking once again.
Yes, there's been too many men available for the Essendon players. And the passes are starting to find their mark, whereas early they were astray. Taking plenty of time over this one, Dean Bailey. And it pays off for him. Splits the middle. And the Bombers starting to find their form. They lead by 14 points.
It appears to be probably a 3 or 4 goal breeze, so the way the men of play that Essendon have, even coming into time on in the next 5 or 6 minutes, if I was Kevin Sheedy, I'd like to come in, I would expect to come in probably 4 or 5 goals up. Joe Rigolo's gone straight to full back on Simon Madden.
Essendon kicked 5 goals in this quarter. The Melbourne's one behind, and they're into attack now. Healy and Izard combine or clash. That's Garry Lyons in the centre of the field now with the ball in his possession to force the ball up. Melbourne just haven't got it together at all in this second quarter, kicking against this pretty stiff breeze. It's very difficult to score at that end because of the gap or a wind tunnel between the two stands. Salmon in ruck now with Madden at full forward. A good combination. It's working well for Essendon. Thompson for Essendon breaks out of the pack. Chance for Grinter. He does it well. Now Grinter, a low one, quickly into Eichhold. Has to play in front of Foles. He had something in mind there. It didn't really come off, but he's tumbled the ball out of play on Melbourne's half-forward line.
Salmon to do the ruck work against Spalding. Salmon wins it. Taken by White for Melbourne. Up towards half forward. Oh, I'd nearly give that a Melbourne mark. No, it's going the other way against Bailey. And it will be taken by Keane. Plenty of Bombers over there. One of them is Bailey. Kicked the last goal for the Essendon side. Centering play now. Too long for Thompson, but look at all those Bombers. One of them Salmon. Sixth mark as he kicks for Hawker. Did it nicely, kept it in beautifully. Squaring kick now. Merritt's got 6 metres. Appalling defence from Melbourne.
Turner was in 2 minds at that stage. He should have only had 1.
It's hard enough to use 1, isn't it?
Yeah.
5th mark for Roger Merritt.
And certainly John North is on the run at the moment because he's got Sean White on Danaher, stretched back on the ball, and there's Merritt's kick. Just veering off for 1 point.
About half forward line for Essendon with Merritt at half forward and Tui Danaher on the flank, and Danaher, in my book, is Essendon's best player. Long kick back into play. Oh, and Salmon again for his 7th mark, and they've all been taken in this second quarter. And he's been a tower of strength and worked very well with Madden in the ruck and full forward. Madden's giving him the high sign. I wonder if Salmon can kick it from here. It's a long way against the breeze. It's a big kick. But the wind certainly got hold of that and tailed it off. It's out on the full, so the Demons get the free kick.
Yes, once again, Jeffrey, he was looking for short passes in a very, very crowded Essendon forward line. And as he proved with a quick kick, unbalanced, he kicked the distance. So I mean, he should have gone back, taken his time and tried to kick it.
Healy, good kick. Finds Giles. Ball drops in the breeze. Spalding goes forward. He might get the free. It looked like an act to me. It would have been mark number 8 for Salmon, but Spalding's got it, plus 15 metres. Kicks towards half forward from behind the leaper. Almost brought it down there, high shoal. Through the hands of Salmon. Knocked out to Jackson. They're being pushed backwards, the Demons. Swings it up forward. Ball knocked away from Spalding. He might deserve this free kick. Spalding has it just over the centre. Feeds the long handball out to Steins. Chips the pass, a beauty into the pocket. Shot at goal from Bailey. Yes! So Bret Bailey gets his 3rd goal, and that's the first against the breeze in the term for the Demons. And the difference back to 11 points.
It's a very valuable kick, just watching a little chip shot there. Out very wide out to Bret Bailey. Even though he was close to the man in front of him, a very accurate kick. Keeps them in the game, 9 points, trailing by 9 points, well into time on.
Melbourne's Bailey is starting with 3 goals and 3 shots for goal, and Madden does well again. He's hard upended, but gets the kick away. Dean for Melbourne runs into the bounce beautifully on the half-back flank. Whips it back quickly to Bailey. And he's taken another mark. Too good for Essendon's Wallace. He's a long way from home this time. He's repeating. Bailey's kicked 3 of Melbourne's 5 goals. Into the forward pocket now. The loose ball. Greg Healy a chance. He heard a voice say, "Give it to me." It was young Jackson. 30 metres and zigging and zagging and lines it up. Must have been pretty close, that. And Jackson for Melbourne has kicked it behind.
So 8 points, the lead. Not enough for the Bombers coming up to half-time. Danaher's the target. White spoils him. Grinter's caught. Oh, dubious handball. White goes to the boundary line and finds it. It was all Bombers up there, so he had to do that. Throw in midway between half-forward and pocket for the Demons. Coming up to half-time. A goal here would be very handy for them. The breeze, though, seems to have dropped right away. So perhaps the school end won't be favoured as much as it was in that first half in the second. After the first half, it's Essendon who have the lead. They trailed by 19 points. At half-time, they lead by 8 points. Windy Hill living up to its name today, and it's Melbourne who are kicking with the breeze in this third quarter. They're going from right to left. They trail by 8 points. It's Madden. Simon, number 27, coming in. He's just off centre. Jim Steins going straight down the middle. But it's Madden who wins the tap. Johnson gets it forward for the Demons. Up towards full forward and Lyon. Oh, what a mark! Must be paid. No. Oh. Well, Keane gets it away from the Bombers. Into the middle he goes. White's his target. Ball's knocked down by Yates. Here's Cunningham for the Bombers. Good vision to Williams, one of his few kicks for the day. His first, in fact. And he's given it straight to Jim Stynes. Stynes goes for Grinter on the wing. No, then he goes inboard and finds Healy. Good vision from him. Now Grinter can get it. No, they go over his head. The kick from Coop. Spilt by Folds. Grinter must be penalised. Throwing the ball. Well, the kick is on the wing and it will be Cunningham who will take it.
That's Daryl Cunningham, and it's his first match with Essendon. Funny sort of kick. Didn't really give that, and he's not playing with much authority, Daryl, as though he's a stranger in the team, which he is, coming from St Kilda. Izard backhands it. Big fella Stynes almost knocks his own player over. Essendon's half-forward line, they're kicking into this tricky breeze to the Reynolds stand end, and Melbourne have the advantage at the other end, of course, with the wind.
Tap one by Stynes, but the whistle's already gone. He's got the free kick anyway. So it's Jim Stynes, just shy of the centre. The torpedo punt, wobbling up towards target in Spalding, but there's too many Bombers there. Walsh off to Williams, caught high. Takes the free kick centre wing, prevented from playing on by Richards. 15 metres now. Daisy Williams, 93rd possession for the gain. Up towards half forward. Salmon came down there. Hawker's caught by Johnson. Got the handball away. Taken by Thompson. Into the pocket he goes. Izard. He's another who hasn't had the football too often today. Throw in the left forward pocket for the Bombers.
Yeah, certainly one of the highlights of the first half was the total possession of Williams, Izard and Clark was 6 at half-time between the three of them, which is very bad for Essendon.
Just as well their big men are firing now, John, with Salmon particularly good, and Terry down to her, and Madden back to his near his best anyway. That was Salmon doing the ruck work. That's Sean White, number 27, a strong, desperate player, and has had a good season so far with Melbourne this year. Another Irishman together with his teammate in Jim Stynes. Met together in Ireland. Alan Johnson for Melbourne into attack. Loose man down there is Bomber Thompson. And he balloons that one to Danaher. Never takes his eyes off the football, but didn't get it. Grinter cleverly out. Eichel missed it. Good steal by Garry Foles with a poor kick. Can Merritt get there? No, he gets knocked over. The ball's still in play. Izard bundle over. Cunningham a nice tap to Danaher. Has to thread his way through. Whipped off the ball. Roger again with a wild kick. Marked by Melbourne's Yates.
This is the first quarter revisited as Yates finds Stretch. Stretch. Oh, look at the space for Jackson. He's got uninhabited territory in front of him. Kicks long. Oh, that one almost pulled down by Lyon. He's having a hard time at full forward, being paid them. Taken by Jackson, who's kept going and taken over the boundary line. Throw in 50 metres out from the Demon goal. There hasn't been a score in the term, and we've played coming up to 4 minutes. 8-point leaders are Essendon.
And Melbourne have the breeze, kicking to the left in this third quarter. Trying to get it out. Bailey has kicked 3 goals. He's been a good player. Bad luck for Lyons over his head. Oh, it's a goal. I thought Garry Lyon put a finger on that, but obviously he didn't. The goal umpire in perfect position. 4 goals to Bailey. He's starring.
Yes, he certainly kept Melbourne in the play. Watching it over on the flank now. Throw in, tap down by Madden. But a great snap, 40 metres out, bouncing over Garry Lyon's head and bouncing through. Winton couldn't get to it. A valuable goal with the wind, which brings Melbourne within 2 points of Essendon.
Healy roves the mat and tap. Bailey leaves it for Richards. Very elusive. Great play. Richards on the left boot. Front position folds. Knock on. Taken by Spalding. Wheels onto the left. Feet just fail him at the last moment. Thompson. Oh, he's caught. Just got it away in time. Folds for Essendon. keeping it in play, looking for Keane, but it goes to Steins, the big fellow. Gets the boot to it. That's the Gaelic experience. Walsh to Hawker. Long handball from Hamilton. Puts Keane under pressure, but he gets it back to Hamilton. Caught by Grinter. The tackling is fierce. Handball comes loose. Free kick goes to Healy. Advantage called now. Eichhold up to Lyon. Got it in the chops, but controlled it well. He's got no support at all. Where are the Demons to help him out? Healy misses with the kick off the ground. The free kick will go the way of Winton for Essendon. And he'll take it corner of the square, defensive half. 8th possession for Winton, and he uses it well to Hawker.
Yeah, very poor football by Melbourne in this passage. Sean White, all feet of it. Izard there, and strong play Danaher, and likewise Robin White. Whoops, round the neck for Coop. It's a certain free. The umpire's not going to let play on. Coop will go back and have a definite free kick from the half-back line. 44 points Essendon, 42 Melbourne, third term.
A very careless tackle by Roger Merritt, who's a great tryer, but he should have tackled him lower down. He would have got the free kick probably.
Salmon underneath it, but behind he's got Duckworth. Loses it. Richards now, 50 metres out, caught by Williams, and that pressure from Williams means the kick hits the post. Just that tackle enough to make the difference between 6 points and 1. And the difference back to 1 point in favour of Essendon. 6.5 minutes into the third quarter.
I've got a feeling that Melbourne are going to take the lead in this third quarter. It'll be a critical quarter for both teams, really. And here they go. It's Melbourne's Johnson. Well, the kick is long and hard. Garry Lyon there. Good interception by Winton. Across to David Johnson. Now it's out to Keane on the half-back flank, going for the defensive pocket. Williams has had one kick for Essendon. The bounce doesn't favour him, and he's down. Johnson rips the handball. Jackson for Melbourne. Into the centre. Richards dropped it. There's another chance though. Walsh gets him out of it. Good play, Walshy. Across to Terry Danaher, who's starring. Up to a lead from Izard. Can the little chap get it? No, he can't. Knocked out of the way. Madden's in there for Essendon. Rugolo was there for them. Here's Cunningham. The handball to Madden. Madden 30 metres out. He lets go. And he's missed. It's a behind, but good play by Madden, who's getting back to near his best form. His second game for the year.
Tempo has really picked up. Driven in the direction of Steins, chipping in Thompson, keeps it in play brilliantly. Cunningham, onto the left he goes. Ball falling short, difficult one for Grinter, good mark! It's been paid. Grinter going the fist, and then saw he had the opportunity to get it on the rebound. It's 15, and he goes to Coop. Drives over the centre. Richards has been elusive at half forward. Spoilt, but he has support from Bailey. Back to Russell Richards. Izard can't drag him down. Mark taken by Stretch. Within kicking range is Stephen Stretch. He wants to make a pass. The lead from Lyon is now ignored, and Stretch goes back for the long one. 10th possession. The South Australian to put his team in front. Not a bad effort. It's there. The Demons hit the front at the 8.5-minute mark of the third term. Stephen Stretch kicking his first goal of the afternoon.
Very undisciplined play by watching a good hand pass to Bork, a snap, a little chip pass by Richards to Stephen Stretch, who falls down. But very undisciplined play by Bill Duckworth, because he went right up the ground and came and left Richards and Spalding one out with Kevin Walsh, and he was probably 80 yards away from his man and making no attempt to get back to him.
Melbourne have taken the lead just before the 10-minute mark, third term. They lead by 4 points. Bombers into attack through Izard. Rugolo number 26 versus Madden. Comes through to Madden, but Robin White for Melbourne makes a spectacular save as he bats the ball over the line. And an interesting change that Sean White has been chosen to look after Terry Danaher, and Stephen Stretch relieved at that post. Danaher's been starring for the Bombers on that half-forward flank.
That's where the throw-in's taking place. White comes over the top, thumps it to ground only as far as Folds. Gets back onto the right boot. Folds! Brilliant! Oh! He's played a fine game, Garry Folds. His 11th possession is a major. And that gives the lead back to Essendon.
Yeah, certainly Garry Folds, 256 games today. He got a very heavy knock early in the game, which set him down for a while, but beautiful ball, balancing. And from that pocket, it was very hard to kick goals, even though it was on his preferred kicking foot side. But a valuable goal, because keeping those 2 points in front, Melbourne have got the breeze.
Out of the centre. Essendon into attack. Sorry, Melbourne into attack. Bailey, who's been a brilliant player for the number 24 for Melbourne, and showing a bit of aggression with 4 goals, 4 of Melbourne's 7. He can give it and take it. Duckworth is giving it, taking it to the umpire. Have to watch it, Bill. Throw in. Melbourne's forward pocket.
2 points up at the Dons. Up high, Spalding gives away the free kick. Salmon plays on. Oh, Winton just managed to gather it in. High kick, Melbourne here. Steins, spoilt by Danaher. Good raving from Healy. Puts it high, looking for a Lyon mark, and that's exactly what he's got.
It's ironical, isn't it, that he's almost held 2. He probably did hold the first one.
Certainly looked like
he certainly looked like he held the first one, but his third attempt, a very exciting player, Garry, Lyon, and he'll be a great player for Melbourne for many years to come.
Kicked a goal in the first quarter. This to give Melbourne the lead again, 11 and a half minutes into the third term. Another one. So this is goal for goal in the third quarter. The best contest we've had in the match so far. Melbourne, who have the break by 4 points.
Well, as John Nichols mentioned, this third quarter is going to be the deciding quarter, and I agree with you, John, the way that they're scoring, and they're scoring at both ends. 3 to Melbourne and 2 to Essendon. Sorry, 1 to Essendon. Take that back. Start again.
They've lost the ball.
Yeah. Often happens here at Windy Hill. Pretty short.
That school over there must have more footies in their sports locker than any other in Melbourne.
That's why they recruit well from the local area, Peter. They supply them with footballs that they don't know. So Melbourne back in front, 55 to 51. Umpire Cameron with a new football this time. It's a good bounce as well. And Salmon gets up to the ultimate there. Healy rose for Melbourne. Tries to find a rover there. Won't come off. Stolen by Bailey. Puts Essendon into attack. Look, a little bit rough there was Turner. Hawker just hands it to Bailey.
Well, he didn't actually throw it, did he?
He handed it to him. It wasn't a throw. Yeah. The shortest distance.
Umpire McDonald was letting Hawker know in certain terms, just like he did with Duckworth a little while ago. Very, I think he's trying to keep on top of them.
Grinter, long torpedo, trying to do everything there as Bailey. Walsh loses it, then is thrown to the ground by Richards. He now wants to put the tackle in on Duckworth. Get the kick in though, Duckworth. White's caught high. Umpire lets it go. Now he's penalised for holding it. Well, he just got to chop around the shoulders, but umpire rightly, I think, in the end let it go as Williams spoils it with a poor kick, but he's bumped it to Hamilton, onto Merritt, always looking for someone, Keane's that man, and he's missed it.
Yes, he allowed for the win, but it bent the other way instead of coming back. A very bad miss.
Dreadful miss, so Essendon 3 points behind, 52. Oh, that's a good mark. That's Stephen Stretch, who was beaten badly by Terry Danaher, particularly in the first quarter. One of Danaher's best quarters ever, I think. But he's back in the back line now and doing some good work. Here's Sean White, almost marked to Spalding. Strong Russell Richards goes after it. A good pick up by Duckworth. Ran out of room and the ball out of play.
Tastes pretty good, I think.
Looks like a blue and red pie too.
It's going to be cold by the time he finishes it. Oh, Richards tries to do too much. Trying to burst through and is penalised. Free kick going to Johnson. Thompson drives it to the wing. Up high, Merritt. No, it's Danaher. Couldn't quite hold it, but he can hold Dean and he couldn't get through Warren Dean, and a pat on the head for Terry Danaher. Bounce on the centre wing. Eichhold coming off for the Demons, and on goes Giles.
Good judgment by Stein. Ooh, David Johnson was courageous there, went for the ball. Yates charged at him, and that's why Essendon's Johnson gets the kick. He's just on the defence side of the centre, kicking into the breeze in this third term, and you can see how hot. Terry Danaher. Sean White thumps it away from his grasp. Wallace now for Essendon, and a lovely pass to Hawker. Quick and low. Now Hawker should have the shot. A lead from Danaher, it's not good. Chipping into the back with perfect judgment was Hamilton. Danaher was a target, no doubt, but good thinking by Hamilton to run in from the side to mark the football 30 metres out.
Yes, good running. He came right from the half-back line, probably 80 metres up to pass him, and kept on running, and even though it was meant for Danaher, he was still there in front.
Very important one for the Bombers. They're 3 points behind, 16 minutes in, third term, kicking into the breeze. And Hamilton's goal. They're back in front. So it's a seesawing third term. His first goal for Hamilton.
If Essendon can just get a bit more out of their Rovers, their crumb gatherers certainly have let them down all day, and even though Williams and Izard has had a couple more touches, that's where they're breaking down badly around the packs. If those 2 or 3 players can get into the game. See, Cunningham's now put into the centre on the ball.
The lead has changed 4 times in this quarter, as Salmon wins it initially from the ruck, but forward from Bailey for the Demons. Oh, here goes Richards, controlled that well. Oh, this will be a top goal. Wheels back onto the right, he wants to kick it too. He was always wanting to kick it, could have handballed to Lyon. Thompson, fine mark. Good back pocket play, Mark Thompson, and wastes no time and finds Winton at half-back. The game's really gone up 2 gears. Kick to the wing. Danaher, beaten by White. Got some support from Dean, wants the free kick. Out it goes to Grinter. Chips the pass. Here's a chance now for Lyon, inside 50. This will be a good goal. He doesn't go for them. He was centering, and Johnson's taken them out.
They've backed up well in the Bombers on that line. The line looked terrifically impressive there. Big fellow Salmon. I think it's about his 9th mark for the match. He took 7 in the second quarter. He was great. Robin White chips it down to the man in front. All over his back. The man in front happens to be Doug Coop, I think. Dead heat. Umpire McDonald balls it up. Essendon leading 58 to 55. 20 players gather. Salmon gets a long knockout. Yates for Melbourne grabs it. Healy gives it back to Yates, and Melbourne into attack. Wallace, Doctor, chips it on. Giles on the field is fresh. It looks good. In the back, perhaps no by Wallace. Handball coming out. Demons looking good from Johnson. Sets it up well here for Stretch. Oh, greatly across to Bailey, who's kicked for, and he's marked it 30 metres from goal. And Melbourne are just 3 points behind. The lead has already changed 4 times in this third term. Melbourne with the breeze. He's been a good player, Bailey, their top goal scorer with 4, 14 possessions, and he should know how to kick this one. Certainly does, and 5 goals in this competition on a day like today is a top performance from Melbourne's Bailey.
Johnson started that. Brilliant get in the middle, and Stretch. Would have been tempted to have a shot with the breeze, didn't, and there was a lot of Demons queuing up for it, and the best one got it in Bailey. So 5 goals for him, and the lead's changed again. Coming up to the 19.5-minute mark. Steins against Salmon. Salmon down to Williams, loses it. Down goes Yates. No free kick. He fell forward and he's got it. Waste no time. On to White. Long kick up for Spalding, beaten by Walsh. Jackson's determined, but so is Thompson. On to Duckworth. They've done well in defence in this quarter, the Bombers. Hamilton's been a good player. Kicked their last goal. Chips over the top for Keane. Oh, Grinter flattened him. And he's being reported. A umpire Cameron thought about it and gave him the message and then said, I'll pull the book out.
Well, I don't know where he was standing at that stage, Cameron. The cameras sort of didn't give. We gave it the back view.
Well, certainly Rodney Grinter plays it very hard. It looked like it was jumping. You can't do that. He has free kicked him for using his forearm, which both players jumping off the ground is very hard not to do.
Fair enough, John. Anyway, Keane takes the free kick now. He seems okay, and that was White from Melbourne. Thumps it to the ground. It was Sean White and Grinter back into the fray. Oh, and Williams dashed at him from the back. Pick up here by Dean, and that was a panic kick. Out on the full. Not on the floor, it was touches that went over. Thanks, Peter, and the throw in on Melbourne's half-forward line, and the Demons lead 61-58, 20 minutes into this third term.
Salmon against Spalding. Spalding wins it down to Johnson. Quick hands, too quick in fact. He's got a free kick for a push in the back, and there's 15 metres. See a bit of lip perhaps going on out there. The umpire getting on top of things. It's umpire Cameron who gave the 15. Now Alan Johnson would be within scoring range. He started out right, his 12th possession. Hoping the breeze will bring it back. It's doing that. Enough? Yes!
Oh.
Alan Johnson, a top goal.
John, did you happen to see the Melbourne trainer run out and have a talk to Johnson before he kicked that goal? I'm just wondering if what the message was, whether to move him or to allow for the breeze or what.
Well, I think he may have said to go for the doctor. We need it to put us back in front. And that's just what he's done because Melbourne are 9 points in front.
Very clever player, isn't he? Used the breeze beautifully there. Free kick might have been a little touchy, but he was touched as Madden got up very high on Steins. Comes loose to Bailey, gets it to half-forward.
Oh, good play by Bomber Thompson. Great running by Russell Richards. Oh, he's charged like a bull. Oh, what a great goal from Richards. And Melbourne have jumped to a 15-point lead in this third quarter. Top play.
Yes, Russell Richards has been, that's the trademark of his game, just watching the play there. A great punch by Thompson, caught behind, but Richards tearing through. He relies on his strength. He had plenty of time to settle from 40 metres out, and that's basically the way he plays. He likes charging at the ball.
15 points. Biggest break in the term. It's enjoyed by the Demons at the 23-minute mark. It lands on Stein's head. We'll have to do it again in the ruck. It's turned into a top contest here at Windy Hill. Minute and a half from Taiwan in the third term. Stein's up too early, beaten by Madden. Knock from Turner. Walsh came out and met it with the boot. Spalding goes in to try and break the pack. Folds gets it off the ground through, stretches legs. Spalding in there with Williams. And the ruckman will do work again on that outer wing. Melbourne lead by 15 points.
And the lead has changed 5 times in this third quarter, and we're just approaching the extra time point now, and Madden having a wonderful day, getting back all the old skills. Hit that lovely punt to Rover Williams, but he was flattened by Melbourne's Coop, but forces a rebound. And John Nicholas mentioned at the start of the quarter that this was going to be a telling quarter, the most important quarter. Big Jim Steins gets up. Free kick going here. Turner thumps Terry Danaher. Played on him in this quarter. Grinter again, strong player. Bad luck he was reported. Bomber Thompson for Essendon. Pick up here by Dean. Nice handball to Bailey, who's kicked 5 brilliant goals for Melbourne. A jam up of players. The whistle's gone. Jackson for Melbourne looking for the free, or Giles as well. Giles it was.
Half-forward flank for the Demons. Madden again in the ruck. There's Healy on the bottom of the pack. Somehow comes loose to Hamilton. Kicks towards the centre. Bounce was a good one for Danaher. At front position on White. Oh, he's given it straight to White. Here's a go. Lyon from 30 metres. That's what you call making the most of mistakes, capitalising on the opposition's errors. And Lyon has kicked 3 goals now, 2 of them in this term, and they've bounced away to a 21-point lead, the Melbourne side.
Yes, a bad mistake by Danaher. Watching here, a good long hand pass from Sean White to Garry Lyon, very talented. 3-4 steps, balanced and straight through the middle. But it was a mistake from Danaher that started that goal off for Melbourne.
Apart from that, John, it's been a top quarter with 10 goals being kicked as Melbourne have excelled themselves. So has Melbourne, so has Essendon. Melbourne have a good run. There's 7 goals to Melbourne this quarter. Oh, Yates puts him into attack once more and is bowled over after he kicked the ball, and the kick will travel down to Giles, who has it. He's played on a lead in the pocket from Lyons, but the umpires called a halt with the play because he hadn't blown the whistle for the play on. Ooh, bad luck for Garry Lyons and Melbourne, because there'll be a certain goal running there. In the quarter, Melbourne have kicked 7 goals. Essendon have kicked 3 against the wind, as Bailey, who's kicked 5, sends an enormous kick forward. Garry Lyon a finger to it. It bounced off the pack, and Hamilton runs it over for a behind for Melbourne. And they lead 80 to Essendon's 58.
Winton into Duckworth. Looking for a Wallace mark, but it's going to be a white one. They both go the fist in the end. Healy's kick touched over. No, it was Cook's kick that was touched over by Giles. Throw in half-forward flank for Melbourne. They lead by 22 points. Played 27 minutes in this term. Tap one by Madden again. Hamilton had not enough space, so the ruckman again do battle. Melbourne by 22 points. Almost out of time in this third quarter. It's been a 10-goal quarter, 7 to Melbourne, 3 to Essendon. And a few of those are something like 16 ball-ups in the first half in situations like this with 20 and more players around it. Melbourne's Jackson. It's on Melbourne's forward line. Giles with sub in the back, play on. And all of a sudden the game has become a real scramble. 34th ball up of the match coming up. That must be just about a record this season. Half-forward flank is where the ball's going down. Demons in attack. Madden wins it. Down to Walsh, who loses it just as quickly, but he's been held after he's lost the ball. And Kevin Walsh being watched by Kevin Sheedy, who's come down for his 3/4 time address. Williams kicks it high. Oh, they all shepherd. It'll be against Nicholas Walsh. He just took Turner out of it, expecting Merritt to go for the ball. He didn't. Turner puts it high for Lyon. Yes. Lyon has been a focal point for them up there. And this will be his 4th if he can notch it right on 3/4 time, which might make Kevin Sheedy happy. He's already dragged Nicholas Walsh once in this term, and he gave away the free kick that sees Garry Lyon lining up from directly in front, 35 metres out. No mistake, and a 28-point lead for Melbourne at 3/4 time is going to take plenty of pulling back. Garry Lyon, 4 goals, 3 of them in this term.
Yes, the last, watching once again in front, good pair of hands, even though it was a second grab of Lyon. The last 15 minutes has been very poor for the Bombers because they've let Melbourne get in front. They've been undisciplined with free kicks, and Melbourne have capitalised and to kick their 8th goal for the quarter, even with the wind, is a brilliant exhibition.
And they only took the lead at the 16-minute mark of the quarter, and now they lead by 28 as Yates is being spoken to by umpire Cameron.
This seems a big lead, and you could say now that Melbourne should take the game out with 28 points. It's almost siren time at 3/4 time. They led by 19 points with the wind in the first term, but they've certainly improved on that. It's almost unbeatable lead, unless the Bombers can do something magic. Hawker's kick is marked by Gwynner, a good player on that back line. And a kick to the half-forward line to Richards. Here he goes, he gets a tap, a brilliant tap to Jackson. And a chip down to the forward line, line in front of Winton. Lovely handball back. Oops, no, they can't capitalise on this. Here's a chance, the Demons, oh, another one. Spalding it is, he had a great first quarter, his second goal. And you can see that goal coming up the moment that Melbourne got their hands on it from that missed kick from Glenn Hawker.
Yes, brilliant play. Watching it there, trainer hand passes, a fumble by Spalding, but quick hands, Bailey, nice little stab, shot of goal from 15 metres out by Spalding. It's, I see Duckworth being transferred into Essendon's forward line. He's been very loose on Richards and has been banished into the forward line. Dana has gone half back onto Giles.
31 minutes gone in the quarter. Essendon will be hoping for the siren because the 28-point lead's become a 34-point lead for the Demons as we approach that three-quarter time siren. The second half of this quarter has belonged solely to the Demons after the lead had changed 4 times up to that point. 5, in fact, as it's knocked forward. Chance for Thompson. He's been pretty stout in defence. Gives it back to Johnson. Kicks into the middle. Nicholas Walsh comes in to knock it away. Goes down to Dean. Quick hands. Healy has the kick smothered. Ricochets off to Bailey. Underneath Grinter he goes. Play on now. Advantage called. It's no advantage as Izard is caught. Giles got it out only as far as Danaher. The skipper for the Bombers into the middle. And he's given it straight to Bailey. Leading goal kicker on the ground with 5. Bailey, as the quarter ticks to an end, drives long, almost held by Spalding. Izard between his legs. Thompson for the Bombers. Dean, tackled by Danaher, but gets it to Steins. Good desperation from the Bomber defence. Folds is caught by Healy. Goes to Johnson. Here's danger. Out on the full. Than a throw in because Demons had another chance to score. The Bombers pretty glum.
He's glum with 34 points behind, and this is just about a match-winning lead, John.
Well, I'd say that if Essendon can still lift their game, they'll still win, Jeffrey. And
with a breeze in the last quarter,
yes,
we'll see. Yeah. Oh, shocking kick out. Oh, let the Demons in. Giles tunnel balls it. Lyon was there, and the siren's gone, and the ball rushed through, I think, by an Essendon player.
No, was it touched off the ground by Lyon?
Well, it was Lyon, but
was touched.
35-point lead to the Demons at three-quarter time. Melbourne 14-9-93 to Essendon's 8-10-58.
Yes, a brilliant 9-goal 3
points with Melbourne having had a 9-goal third term, looking to defend that in this quarter as Essendon have the win. It's Steins against Madden. Going from right to left, the Bombers with a big job to do. They've started off well. Hawker. Ricochets loose to Steins, who kept going, the big fellow. He brings down Madden on hands and knees. Feeds it out. Got a good bounce. The Essendon player there who the crowd said was caught high, Nick Walsh. Pat for Robin White, who holds the ball up. There'll be a bounce between wing and half forward as the Seagulls circle. The grey clouds in the background, but some very weak winter sunshine. There's no warmth tonight, I can tell you, but there's plenty of heat out there as Essendon desperately try to get it forward. Keane nowhere to go. Out in the full. Oh, no, it landed on the line.
Oh, right on the line.
On the line is in. There was chalk dust.
Chalk dust. Very aggressive opening to this final quarter from both teams, really, and the Bombers really looking down the barrel of a 35-point deficit at this stage. Good judgment here by Keane, but Melbourne's tackling's been stronger. And Healy burst into the open and kicks the ball to the half-forward line. Not too bad from Spalding, and he'll butter up again. No, he won't. The ball out of play, but for Melbourne, it's in their forward line, and they're leading by 35 points in the 2 minutes in this final term, and Melbourne kicking into the breeze in the final one.
Spalding against Madden. Madden, better leap, and what a beautiful palm down the folds. The torpedo punt to half forward. Duckworth comes in from behind, but he's outmarked by Turner. And then lashes out with the boots a little bit. Those two have been at it all day. Turner Half-back flank for the Demons. Oh, shocking kick off the knees of Stretch. It ricochets the fellow South Australian in white. Desperately throwing the fist at the ball. One might have missed the ball as well. Williams gets up okay. Just into the attacking half of Essendon, who trail by 35 points.
3.5 minutes in, final two. Madden's superb ruck work. Good play by Keane, lifted his game today in the second half. Duckworth on the forward line now. I thought he'd mark that one. Whoops, Coop kicked it. This is Nick Walsh for Essendon. It's a fiery in this.
Back behind the play, Turner and Duckworth are at it again, and it wasn't very pretty, I can tell you. That's all I'll say.
It looks like Roger Merritt may have been replaced at 3/4 time. I think he may have gone off injured because I can't see him on the field.
Yes, he's not there, John. I'm just looking for him myself, but he wasn't playing well, was he?
Duckworth's taken his place on the half-forward line.
Yeah, and Duckworth not having a good day today. He's made a lot of mistakes. Free kicks with umpire Cameron. Have a look at Madden and Stynes. Good play, Simon. Ruckman Johnson knocks it back. Walsh good. Grabbed by Jackson. Good play. Nice handball to Stretch. Not a good kick. Walsh with good anticipation. Threads his way through. Stolen by Jackson for Essendon. He's got a man in front of him. No, he ignored him. Ignored Giles. And goes for Richards. Richards has marked a strong mark. He is a strong player. He gets through his games just with pure physical strength. Kicked one goal for the match. It was a beauty, a rugged tear-away kick in the third term, and he shouldn't miss this. And Melbourne leading by 35 points. And that lead is going to be hard to peg back. 41-point lead, his second goal at the 5-minute mark in this final term. And the big question is, can the Bombers get back? What can Sheedy do?
I don't think he can do very much, Jeff. I think that the Essendon players have just got to lift all over the field, but I'm afraid to say that the way they are shaping, they've got appeared a bit out of touch. Their Rovers have been hopeless all day, and Melbourne's overall team spirit has been tremendous. They've run the ball very well, and if that's any indication of it, running the ball into the breeze, they may take the game out. But certainly Essendon have to lift a heck of a lot. 41
points down they are. Madden wins the tap. Duckworth over the top of it. No, it's Bailey. And he's got the free kick. Put his body in there. Dean Bailey. Goes high. 2 against 1. It favours the Demons. Kick from Yates. All being held back there. Just a little, the Melbourne player. Keane. Off to Madden. White for Melbourne. A bounce on the 50-metre line. Bombers into attack. They haven't been able to get much closer than this in the term. And they need goals, and plenty of them.
They need 7 goals. Makes it hard work in there to get out through that maze of arms and legs. And the umpire Cameron has sorted out a free kick going to little man Izard, who I think has finished up it's his 6th possession. Williams has been disappointing today, and so too is Stephen Clark.
Free kick right up on the edge of the square against Stynes. Must have been holding back Salmon. That's all one could surmise.
Didn't see it, Peter, so I agree with you. Big fellow. Well, we better get prepared for another new ball, because Salmon's going to kick this one right out of the ground. Third goal for Salmon, and they need another 6 just to get their nose in front of Melbourne. But there's plenty of time after 7 minutes have gone in this final term.
You're pleased to know, Jeff, the ball's been kicked back into the ground.
Honest people, Wendy Hill, Johns.
Certainly, it's very important for Essendon that shots like that with Salmon, and the next, whatever shots they have at goal in the next 5 or 10 minutes, they capitalise on every one, because if they miss them, they won't get any other chances to get those 6 or 7 goals needed to win the game.
The difference as it was at 3/4 time, 35 points in favour of Melbourne. Stynes looking to redeem himself in the ruck. He fists it down. Williams unsighted for most of the day, puts it high. Up high, Grinter! Not paid. Now another small man, Clark, who hasn't been seen. Hawker. Wrong side as far as the Bombers are concerned. 34 points the difference.
Melbourne's Yates kicks the ball back into a player's Grinter. Oh, gee, he was up well. Just didn't have his eye on it. Williams for Essendon gets crunched into the ground and he'll get a free kick, and Daisy Williams gets up holding his face, and maybe he's saving his best till last. Salmon, where is he? There he is. Good mark. He virtually took it in his neck. So a big finish is needed from the big fish. It's his 9th mark. He was certainly unbeatable in the first half, and there it is. He touched down to his neck. Don't miss this one, Paul. He's kicked 3. 1 a minute ago from a free kick right on the goal line. He should have the antennas out now, knowing how and where to kick it. Oh, it's a lovely kick, but I feel by the umpire it's drifted off. Oh, no, it didn't. Maybe swung a little. It's his 4th goal, and Essendon need another 5 to take the lead.
Well, there's still plenty of time, and their confidence. It's very interesting to note the last 3 or 4 kicks have come from their rovers. Clark, Izzard, Williams. If they can keep on getting the crumbs, there's still a good chance for Essendon to get up and win this game.
And the crowd's starting to lift too. The Bomber fans chanting. Still got a long way to go. 27 points down. Madden tries to get it back over the head. Forward it goes from Walsh. Izzard's got 2 to beat. Can't do it. Bailey's back in defence. He's kicked 5 goals. Hands it to Grinter, then to Turner. Up the outer wing he goes, looking for Giles. Walsh pulls him to the ground. Winton. Oh, this could go close to the crowd. No, he's kept it in nicely. Bailey comes in. Centre wing. Steins up towards half forward. Oh, there's an Essendon player being down. Clark. Oh, it's Williams again. He's copped a lot in this term.
Illegal shepherd it was rated as.
It was against Bailey, who was shepherding Steins. And so...
Against Turner.
Turner, was it right? Away goes Williams. On to Winton. Winton's on half forward. The fullback puts it to the edge of the square. Danaher or Salmon. Salmon one-handed. Down there to Coop. Oh, good work from... Is that Williams who's dived in there? Come all the way down from the wing. No,
Stephen Clark. Yeah.
The 2 blondes. So the little men are starting to find something for the Bombers.
As well they might, Peter, because they've done nothing for the day. In fact, it's been the hole in the performance. The tap out. Oh, good reading there by Melbourne Yates, and he runs away. And good shepherding from Bailey. He's been a top player, Bailey, with 5 goals. Man in front should mark. Big fellow Madden. He's taken a few today with Simon. It's his 6th mark. They play on. They're in a little bit of trouble at the moment. Here's Winton. Raw handball. Oh, a fluff here by Walsh. He's fallen over, but gives it back to Wilton. Hacks his way through. Let's go with another big kick. Salmon a chance. The biggest man there. Through the fingers. Grinter is in from Melbourne. And the Melbourne players fall on the Bombers to hold the football up. And it's in Essendon's forward line, but they still need 5 goals to win.
28 points down, coming up to the 11-minute mark of the last term. Steins goes for the behinds. Ball finally taken over by Rigolo. 27 points the difference. Demons defending desperately. Grinter puts it back into play, looking for Steins. Almost chipping in there was Bailey. Away goes Big Jim Steins. Over the top to Rigolo. Back to Steins. The big fellow kept running, caught by Bailey. And dropping the ball, the decision, holding the ball against Steins. He didn't give the ball back correctly. And another bad mistake from Steins. And this puts Dean Bailey within scoring range. He's kicked 1. He'll kick from 45 metres, 45-degree angle. They'll have to start it out right with the breeze. We saw Johnson for Melbourne kick a beautiful goal from this position in the 3rd quarter. Bailey's gone pretty close. He's done more than that. He's split the middle. 2 for Bailey. And Steins again at fault as the Bombers start to get wound up.
Yes, a chapter of poor play by Melbourne. Regalo stumbled. Look, Steins got caught with the ball, then very undisciplined, careless play, and didn't deliver the ball back on the full and got that important 15 metres, which made the difference between kicking a goal.
The Demons, they're beaten by the Dons again as Hawker puts him into attack. The Bombers need 4 goals, plenty of time to do it. 30 minutes into this final term. Hawker out. Terry down here with courage, taps it on, goes again. Wallace to Nick Walsh. Then the kick. Williams, no, not this time. Man waiting at the back, it's Regalo. He's dispossessed. Oh, the little blokes are pouncing there like a dog on a bone, Essendon. This is playing for maybe the game of their life, because the chance for the 5 is hanging on this match. Ball up, Bombers half-forward line.
21-point lead for Melbourne. Tap one by Salmon, taken by White, caught by Keane, then caught again by Williams. And Williams will get the free. Desperate tackling from the Bomber small men. Chewing fingernails, pencils, everything, the Bomber crowd. On this kick from Darren Williams. 9th possession, and most of those in the second half. Most of them in this quarter. 40 metres out. Wrong side. The difference 20 points coming up to the 14-minute mark of the last quarter.
Joe Regalo for Melbourne. Oh, it's a lovely kick in as well. Bailey's been a great player for Melbourne, kicking 5 goals. Kicks the ball to the wing. He's out in front of Garry Lyon. The little chap slips down to his knees and tries to get possession. The ball out of play on the outer wing. Essendon still need 4 goals to take out the match. 14 3/4 minutes into this final term. It's slightly favouring Melbourne's forward line.
Madden, straight down the throat of Lyon. Desperation from Walsh, gets one in the back of the head. Spotted by umpire McDonald. Nick Walsh. Half-back and wing. Goes over the wing now. Danaher in front. White's knock away. Jackson, number 45 for Melbourne. Played a top game. Got it out to Bailey nicely. All the Bombers in there now. Folds. Taps it down for Walsh. Gets it himself. Non-preferred left boot. He swings it to the middle. Oh, strong mark, Yates. Plays on. Stretch. Looking to switch play over to the members' side of the ground. Johnson. Had a great battle with Thompson. Honours about even. There's the pass. Oh, nipping in front, Walsh, good play, down to Duckworth, breaks the Johnson tackle. Bill Duckworth, oh, chipping in is White. Sean White, stealing it away from Hawker, centre wing.
He played very well too, and so was his namesake, Robin White. He's a smaller player. Madden, not this time perhaps. Johnson again for Melbourne. Williams, Izard. The Bombers get out of trouble through their little players, have been unsighted in the first half. Down to her, waits for it to come from with a lot of courage, Terry. And an angry mob pounce on the football. Time ticking away, 16 minutes into the last quarter now, and it's Melbourne leading by 20 points.
Melbourne's attacking half. Spalding's backhanded to Walsh. Breaks the tackle nicely. Gets around White onto the right boot. Walsh held up by Yates. Should have marked. But it comes off. Dean. Chips to the centre wing. Looking there for Richards. Playing chicken with Walsh and does it nicely. Along the boundary line. Has he taken it over? He has. So in getting around Walsh has gone over the boundary line. Russell Richards, so a throw in, half-forward flank for the Demons. They lead by 20 points, coming up to the 17-minute mark in the last quarter.
The Bombers have been able to recover 15 points. Oh, look at that leap by Spalding, but he's given away the free kick. but he showed an enormous amount of agility in his body there. And a Melbourne player down there, and he's hurt. It's his teammate. It's an Essendon player. Sorry, is it Salmon?
It's the ankle, not the knee.
Oh,
that's not much consolation to Salmon at the moment.
Oh, gosh, he's in pain. You can see that. Just look at his face. And Essendon come away now with Winton with a left foot torpedo down to Terry Danaher. But the big fellow Jim Steins was in front, and you could see he was going to mark that. And Melbourne hanging on to their 20-point lead. They were 5 points up at the start of the quarter. And they look as though they may win it. The handball out to Stretch.
Stephen Stretch looking for Lyon. Knocked away from him by Winton, but better recovery on the ground from Lyon. Gets it out to Healy. Happy to see it go over the boundary line. Midway between wing and half forward for the Demons. Vice captain, skipper with Robert Flower being out is Greg Healy. Madden in ruck against Spalding. Taken by Thompson, on to Walsh. Danaher, front position on White, over the top, Grinter's knocked to the ground. Taken by Hamilton, 40 metres out, he's got through the eye of the needle. Oh, Clark's kick smothered. Ricochets to Steins, no one to give it to except Terry Danaher. 40 metres out, his kick smothered. Ricochets loose, and the Demons clear it to the wing. Alan Johnson.
Oh, great play by the two Irishmen too for Melbourne, and Steins and White, and Healy comes in. He kicked it before he got that one, and he's hurled over backwards. It's play on, it's hurly-burly football. Good stuff in this quarter. Folds a bit slow and a bit puffed at this stage. Coop pulled out. Holding the ball against Coop. He picked up here by Keane. Now Keane will kick the ball from the centre.
Well, poor kick off the side of the boot. Got a good bounce. Lyon front position. He's got two to beat. Duckworth coming in to help Winton. Lyon does it beautifully. Now support from Grinter. Can go over the top to Giles. Over his head to Richards. Oh, trapped it brilliantly. Caught by Johnson. Umpire said he couldn't get rid of it. Bomber fans don't like it, but a correct decision from umpire Cameron. Bounce on half forward flank for the Demons. The difference still 20 points.
Oh, good ruck work again, Madden. He couldn't get it out. He was looking for Garry Foles, but young Healy for Melbourne leapt up and punched the ball away. So another throw-in coming up.
A very vocal Essendon crowd. Down goes Spalding, no free. Driven forward for Essendon. Mark held not quite by Steins. Williams on the ground, being pressured by Coop. The trainer almost taken with the two players. Cooper's got the free kick. Centre wing. Up he goes in the direction of Spalding. Knocked away by Walsh. Comes through to Spalding. Three Bombers to beat. Finally it's White who gets it forward, rather Bailey. Oh, Mark to Dean. Stole it from behind the pack. And Warren Dean directly in front could put the sealer on it here. 15th possession coming from this mark over Hamilton, who had to prop underneath it. And Dean, 35 metres out. Plenty of noise being made from the Essendon supporters trying to put him off. They do. So Essendon still in with a chance, 21 points down. We've played 21 minutes into the last quarter.
Oh, so really struggling though. Salmon's limping at full forward. Merritt's off the field. Madden probably, his lack of match practice is probably starting to tell him a little bit. I think overall they just haven't got that sparkling run that they had over the years. Danner has dropped out of the game quite a bit. Duckworth slow. The Rovers aren't giving enough. But, you know, Melbourne have certainly set the pace this last half, and at this stage they're hanging on very strongly.
It's all by 21 points. They were 35 points up at the start of the quarter, and the Bombers a huge task against them. Walsh gets a handball away, and there's Williams waiting for it to come out to him. It won't. It's Keane now, and he comes back. Brunch. Walsh puts him into attack, marking the centre of the field by Madden. He's been a very strong player, and he's playing his heart out. That's intelligent football as he gives it to Wallace. Good lead there by Bomber Thompson. Now, the young left footer can really kick a football, and this is the spot to kick it. Now he's going for someone in the pocket. Salmon's only on one leg. Oh, Hamilton almost got it. Bailey gets it out though. He's hard. A blind shot, but he's missed. So it's still 20 points that Essendon are looking at, and looking at defeat because they're running out of time. 22 minutes into this final term.
Rigolo. The other side he goes, looking for Turner. Is it knocked away from him? Dean. Hawker got a cruel bounce. Bailey against Hamilton. Does it well, Bailey. Healy happy to see it go over. They stood up to it pretty well, the pressure in this term, the Demons. Coming up to 23 minutes, 20 points, looking at a huge margin for the Bombers as Madden wins it, gets it down to Thompson. Oh, caught high by Johnson. Umpire lets it go. Jackson kicks to half forward, finds Spalding. Spalding for the Demons, goes in the direction of Giles. Up he goes. Good mark, Giles. Going with the flight of the ball. You never know what may have been bearing down on him, but he bravely put the hands up and hauled it in, and this would be the sealer. He did cop one from Johnson, and he kept hold of the football, and from 30 metres. Peter Giles, who's played most of the game on the back line, with 8th possession. Well, they're keeping them in it, the Demons.
So it's 21 points. And 24 minutes of the final term have been played, and Whitten puts in a huge kick, almost at the centre of the ground. Good roving by Williams. Likewise from Melbourne's Johnson. Yates for the Demons, taps it on. Spalding again. Useful player. Out to a lead there from Dean. He's come to life in this final term, but he's too far out to kick it. He gets a lead, short in, finds Greg Healy, and Melbourne's last 2 shots for goal have resulted in behinds. Can Healy turn that around? They're leading by 21 points. If Healy kicks the goal, it's all over. 24 minutes gone, final term.
Yeah, certainly the Bombers are struggling. A couple of very poor tackles across the centre wing just enabled Melbourne to take it forward so easily.
The skipper hasn't scored. Away they go, folds for the Bombers. Up for Hawker, stretch from behind with defensive play. And time, I'd say, has beaten the Bombers. They've played coming up to 25 minutes, so perhaps another 5 to go. 21 points the difference. Johnson's kick to the wing, marked by Danaher. Thompson, can he get it over the top? Clark's his target, he's found him. 2 to beat, that's good intelligent football. Folds. Oh, take to Wallace, he was only a metre away from him. Trying to make amends, but it's come out to Grinter. Knocked away from Jackson by Hawker. Pass. Oh, good defence there from Grinter. Knocked it away from Clark, but he's got support, though the handball goes astray. Steins. Now Ricky Jackson onto Grinter. Good football, Demons. Up for Giles, but beaten by Walsh. Nick Walsh, midway between half, back and wing. 21 points down on the Bombers.
On their half back line. Into the extra time now. Big Stein's got a hand on it. It'll be his mark. Just held it long enough against Essendon's little rover in Williams. Back to stretch. Into centre half forward. Simon Madden. Yes, they talk well then, but it's all over, I feel, for Melbourne. Some of the Bombers are fighting their hearts out, but a lot of them have lost it. Lost the ability to win. On the half forward line for Essendon now. And Robin White for Melbourne clears it well out deep on the wing and will roll over.
Time's certainly beaten Essendon, but apart from that, I think the ability of Melbourne has beaten them more so than time.
They've done it very well in this term. look for teammates as Thompson gets a high tackle. Advantage will be played. Wallace onto Folds. Folds, corner of the square, goes long. Perhaps he should have gone to Williams there in the pocket on his own. Out on the full. The constabulary off from, obviously, our Demon fans smiling down there. As Bailey must be close to best on the ground. Kicks in. Healy looking for the boundary line. Lyon sees it over. It's all over here at Windy Hill as the Bomber fans start to depart. 21 points up at the Demons. We've played 27.5 minutes.
And there wouldn't be much time left, Peter, because only 4 goals scored for the quarter, 3 for Essendon, 1 for Melbourne. And a weary Sean White stands up. Geez, had a good season. He's number 27 in the Melbourne strip. Really come of age in this season. This is his 12th possession today, and the Demons off again. Foles tackled by Giles. Whipping in there is Thompson. A little chip back into the centre of the ground to Hawker, but he's beaten there by Bailey. As a top performance from Bailey for Melbourne with 5 goals. They're running pretty well. A little chip by Spalding, finds those vice-like hands of Richards, then quickly over the top to Alan Johnson, and it was touched. Oh, wasteful.
Yes, if it had been a very tight game, I'm sure he probably would have gone back and taken a kick, but that's probably a bit lazy. But it's been a brilliant exhibition by Melbourne, apart from the second quarter when they had a lapse.
In the third quarter they kicked 9 goals, and that's been the big difference as it's put out by Yates. Free kick to be taken by Winton, hasn't stopped trying. Fine pass to Folds. He's been another of their 4-quarter goers, though Lyon has robbed it from him. Squaring kick didn't quite make Giles, and Winton can finally get away. Perhaps he should have kicked before. Lyon chasing him, now meeting him Coop. The handball puts Bailey under pressure, back to Winton. He's got it to the middle, the big fellow. Couldn't get the kick on the end of it, but Duckworth's there. Handballs to Hamilton. He's got support from Keane. Keane, a half forward, too long. The mark almost taken by Stretch. Pressuring him, Thompson. Got some good shepherding from Batterston, who's back on the ground after going off with a shoulder injury. And the Demons, delighted winners as Doug Coop boots it high into the air, and deserved winners. 22-point victors, Melbourne over Essendon.